Hey, before the video starts, big news just came out while I was writing the script. Static AP ratio just got nerfed on PBE from 30% to 15%. This is a nice nerf and I'm happy that Riot listened to us. This will of course bring a lot of change to Kaisa, that's why after more testing I'll make a separate video about it. So make sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss out. Also the giveaway bug was fixed, so giveaway time. More info at the end of the video. And with that, on with the video. It's been 2 weeks since their 13.15 nerf, so was it effective or was the freak gamble useless? As a little reminder, after Kaisa reached a peak of 46% pick rate and an overall 80% presence in solo queue, which is just insane, she received a pretty decent nerf on her Q, W and base HP. If we listen to right freak logic behind the changes, the aim was to reduce mainly AP Kaisa power and hybrid AP Kaisa power. Now before we start talking about my opinion around it, let's first look at what actually happened in terms of numbers. Overall, Kaisa win rate dropped by an average of 2% during the patch. Next, her pick rate had an initial dip of 6% and kept going down to 9% after 2 weeks, which put her now to 33% pick rate at the time of recording. Finally, her ban rate had an initial decrease of 2% when the nerf came out, and as of right now, it's down to 7%. Now, this isn't the biggest decrease, but it was expected since no build was really killed, just the overall power of the champion got reduced. But it doesn't mean it wasn't a successful nerf. If you look at the win rate first, this is exactly what Riot was aiming. They wanted a 1 to 1.5 win rate nerf, and this is pretty much what they got. As for the pick rate, although Kaisa remains the most picked champ by a solid margin, 30% is more acceptable and similar to early season 13. And it keeps decreasing every day, so with the meta slowly changing, I do expect Kaisa pick rate to keep dropping. Finally, for ban rate, even though there was some heavy resistance, people didn't buy the nerf at all, it should still be dropping heavily with time. So in terms of data itself, although the nerf didn't have the biggest impact at the start of the patch, over 2 weeks it did do a decent job at reducing Kaisa presence in solo queue somewhat. But what about people reception? Now keep in mind that no matter what, everyone has their own opinion. Some people will think that the nerf was useless, some people will think that the nerf was too big, assassin players will still complain that Kaisa can build Zanyas, and top players will still cry over a hybrid damage. But in my opinion, I'm pretty happy with this nerf, because first off, I can finally play Kaisa now. If you watch my stream, by the way make sure to follow me, you might have seen how difficult it was to even get into one game last patch. In one of my 2-hour stream, I legit spent 30 minutes trying to get into one single game. But anyway, I do think the nerf was pretty impactful without killing any builds. No matter if you play AP Kaisa or Hybrid Kaisa, you can clearly feel the change, especially when you're farming minions. It takes longer now to farm a full wave, which reduces Kaisa tempo overall, and of course you do way less damage on enemy champion, which makes Hybrid the biggest victim of this change. But I must say, apart from lower tempo from farming, AP Kaisa itself wasn't that impacted. Sure, I do less burst damage on my Q, but overall it's not like it will stop me from one-shotting ADC with a full combo plus W. The only real impact this change had over AP Kaisa was a 2% W nerf, although this can easily be fixed by simply going Liandry's or going Manyamune. If we listen to Riot Freak explanation over his nerf, it clearly says that the objective was to hit hybrid AP Kaisa, which was indeed hit pretty hard, but he also mentioned AP Kaisa a lot, which wasn't hit that much. And this is my biggest issue over his nerf, is that AP Kaisa had clear issues that people complained about for weeks and weeks and weeks, and that wasn't answered during the 13.15 nerf. But at least we got some progress for 13.16, since Riot did the exact nerf I proposed in my last video and nerfed the AP ratio on static. Now yes, it doesn't fix everything, but it's a direct hit towards static Luden's damage. Ridgeblade and AD Kaisa is not that impacted, but AP static is, since they rely on stacking a lot of AP. So good job Riot, this is a good step in the right direction. Now obviously this is just my opinion, but feel free to share your opinion and your thoughts in the comments. So does this mean that Kaisa will be safe now and will stabilize over time? Well, for solo queue she is 100% safe, but not out of danger yet, since pro play will be the final test. Now it's important to remember that every match right now is being played on 13.14, while Kaisa got nerfed on 13.15, so they don't count. The only major tournament that will be played on 13.15 is the LEC season finals. But since static is getting nerfed on 13.16, I don't think LEC will matter that much. This means that Worlds will be the only way for Kaisa to get nerfed from pro play. What's scary is that there is a lot of pro players that like playing Kaisa, and we also have Gala, the Kaisa OTP. Now, don't get me wrong, I love watching Gala, but man, back in 2021 at MSI, he played so much Kaisa that she ended up getting nerfed just because of him. I'm not even joking here. Now, it's obviously hard to predict how the meta will look like in 13.18 or 13.19 when the World patch comes out. But from what we can gather, with the new static nerf, AP static Kaisa should not be good enough to be played, but AD and Rageblade is still good enough to appear at Worlds, especially if IE is not fixed. since a lot of counters with Kaisa relies on this item to be good. And there we go. Now, like I said at the start of the video, I will update my guide according to how big the nerf is after testing, so make sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss out. As for the giveaway, there is no change from before. I'll be giving away 1 epic skin for EOS or NA players, or 1 month of Discord Nitro. If you're not from EOS or NA, you can't win the skin, but you can still win the Nitro, and if you're from NA, for example, you can still choose between the skin and Nitro. The only thing you need to do to enter the giveaway is type I participate in the comments below. Next goal will be 200 subscribers, and with that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching.